You will defend that Intercontinental Championship tonight, right here, right now.
We had the game. Triple H standing in the middle of the ring to open the show, just to take a tiny little bit of the spotlight to introduce the man of the night, the Unseen 17, here to grace Boston with his presence for the very last time, Mr. John Cena. And he's coming out to cut his big John Cena promo in his hometown of Boston. And then out comes that dastardly goddamn Dominic Mysterio. Now, before we get there, I gotta say, man, I'm getting emotional seeing John Cena out there. I'm tearing up like a little bitch. You know why? Because I'm going to miss John Cena when he's gone, man. I'm going to miss him. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm so emotionally attached to John Cena at this point. He's not my childhood, but he's like my whole adulthood. I don't know. It's the last 20 years of wrestling. He's something special. He's something very special, and just doesn't seem real that this was his last Monday Night Raw as an active performer ever. We'll see him again, but it's getting too real, man. It's getting too real. But out comes that bastard Dominic Mysterio, and Dom's just gonna interrupt, and he wants to go straight to Triple H and demand what kind of business he's got for him tonight, because he's what's important right now, not John Cena. He interrupts the old people. And this was a good change of pace from Dominic last week when we were in we were in New Mexico last week. This week we're in Boston. The crowd hated Dominic here, probably because he was against Cena, and Cena's just not going to get booed. Nobody's going to get cheered against John Cena. But this was a huge spotlight for Dominic too. Came out and basically said he could whoop John Cena's ass anytime, any place, any generation, any era. Triple H steps in and says, all right, how about tonight? But the fucking part that I didn't expect, the Intercontinental title's on the line, baby. Oh my God. This was great. This was great because Cena's not losing, which means Cena's going to win the Intercontinental title just out of nowhere on his last couple nights here. This is chaos. Chaos, I tell you. And that match is starting right now. Now, to be objective, this was not John Cena's best match since he's been back. But I don't know that it needed to be either. He doesn't need to put on a 5-star classic with Dominic Mysterio right now. This was just to send the fans home happy. This was to give something special to the town of Boston. That's all that this was. This was to give something special to John Cena in his hometown, or his hometown area. I don't know how far west Newbury is from Boston, but this is close enough, right? It's where he went to go see the shit. It was Bosstown. So this was just to do something special for Cena on his way out in his hometown. And I just loved every little bit of it. Right up until even the end, John Cena comes through. They did the Eddie Guerrero tribute. They got the Eddie chant. That was good. But Cena comes through with the Super Cena, takes Dom's finishers, the 619, and then the big splash, and then just boop, right back up like old school Super Cena. Dom on his shoulders, drops him 1, 2, motherfucking 3. That's when they did the thing with the referee. The referee was down, and then Dom tapped out, and then the FU, and then another referee. The whole schmaz, but in the end, we got a John Cena Intercontinental Championship reign. Something I didn't have on my bingo card, but I'm so fucking glad that it's here. I'm all for it. I don't care who he loses it to. I don't care how he loses it. I don't care when he loses it. I'm just happy that he has it. Now he's a Grand Slam champion as well. And he's achieved, all the Xbox fans. He has achieved all the achievements. Achievement unlocked. Grand Slam champion. He's filled up his fucking bingo card or what. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Let's move on to the next segment. Not only was today John Cena's very last day at Monday Night Raw, but it was also Rusev Day. We seen John Cena walking through the backstage, shaking everybody's hand, doing the old handshake gimmick with Cody Rhodes, and we jumped to Rusev taking on Damian Priest, who's still working the eyeball gimmick a little bit. I mean, I guess if you're going to do a fireball spot, sell the fireball spot. So I'm not mad that this happened weeks ago now, almost a month ago, and he's still, my eye hurts a little bit. Look, I grew up in the era of Jake the Snake Roberts getting arrogance sprayed in his eye, and then it turned all red, and then had the milky white. It was just, it was all gross, and it led to, he had the eye patch, and then went to the blindfold match, and they were backed up and they bumped into each other with their butts. I remember that shit, so I'm okay with this. But Damian Priest basically got beat. It was a big hoss meat slapper brawl. Nothing really special. Rusev comes out on top because of the eyes, so they get to give a little bit of protection to Damian Priest. Plausible deniability. He didn't just lose clean. He lost because he's nursing his fucking eye and he can barely see out of it. Rusev moving forward, I'm okay with this. Rusev needs to figure out his tights situation, though. They're a little bit baggy, a little bit loose, a little bit ill-fitting. I was worried one of his balls were going to pop out or something like that. Like, he had the MMA shorts going on. I don't know if WWE's got a thing against the MMA shorts or something, because Aleister Black stopped wearing them too. He moved back to the trunks. But I don't know. He's got to figure out his game, because those trunks looked like they were from back when he was way fatter, and they just don't fit very well. We have our Lord and Savior, CM Jesus Christ Punk, your world heavyweight champion, making his way down to the ring, and he is pissed. He's in a sour mood. He's looking for a fight, and he's looking for a fight with Logan Paul, because Logan Paul did him dirty with a pair of brass nuggets last week. CM Punk calls out Logan Paul. Logan Paul cometh, but he wants to talk some smack a little bit first. Punk tells him to shut the fuck up. Crowd is throwing shade on Logan Paul, but Logan Paul says, look, man, if I don't want to get my ass kicked each and every single week, so I've decided to just be a pussy and go join the Vision. And then out comes Paul Heyman and the Bebop and Rocksteady, the Meatball Twins, and they're going to head down to the ring to beat the fucking snot out of CM Punk, and it's on. It looks like Punk is in trouble, but in comes Jey Uso to have his back. And just when you thought that maybe even they were about to get the beat down, then comes our WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. He comes running down to the ring with his music, and then the crowd's continuing to sing the music. I love when the crowd does this. This is fucking great. This whole show so far has been very fan servicey. I'm wondering if WWE got the memo that SmackDown has been very shitty lately and no one cares anymore. It seems like they're really pulling some good, entertaining stuff out of their ass, making good use of their talent in building to the Survivor Series. We now have what looks like the beginning pieces of our War Games match. Logan Paul and the Meatball Twins. Bebop and Rocksteady. That's 3. Who knows who else is going to be on that side yet? We can assume probably Brock Lesnar, can we not? We got CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes, the 3 on their side. So we can expect at least 1 on each side still to join, if not 2, and we will have our War Games match. It is strange that they'll be tying up both world champions in the War Games match. So that makes me wonder what the fuck else are they going to have on this card at Survivor Series that's going to be worth watching besides the War Games match and the finals of the John Cena tournament? I don't know, but this was really good. This was a fun segment. Let's move on to the next. Next was a much anticipated match for me. Huge fan of Stephanie Vicaire, huge fan, like the giant mark. And then Raquel Rodriguez, too. I'm very, very high on Raquel. Ever since she started just working like a monster, she's been killing it. Ever since Liv got hurt, she's been killing it. She's gotten better shape. She's gotten better in ring. She's honed her style, her image, her in-ring presentation. I was pumped for this. It was a little bit sloppier, a little less exciting than I thought it would be, to be 100% honest with you. I expected better, but it was still not bad, especially towards the end. Thought there were some good spots in there, a lot of good power moves from Raquel. But in the end, we had Stephanie Vicaire with the Sasquatch twist off the top rope. I don't know what the hell, what did Wade Barrett call that? The Saskatoon twist. I don't know what that was. But she hit that, and that was all she wrote for Raquel Rodriguez. So underwhelming match. I was very excited for that. Roxanne runs in, gets the fucking attack on Stephanie, and then Nikki Bella comes in to fight off Roxanne, and Roxanne powders and leaves with Raquel. And then Stephanie's like, yeah, you want some? Come get some. And then bam! Bitch went down. Nikki, super bitch, hits her with the world championship, knocks her on her butt, and the crowd popped like crazy for that. The crowd actually loved that heel turn. It was good. It was a very well done heel turn. Not expected, to be honest with you, It was a little weird. Nikki came out, and she was just Stephanie's lackey at the beginning. Her music didn't play. She didn't get her own entrance. She's like, I'm just going to follow the champ around and be her little fangirl. It was weird, but this paid it off. I mean, shit, let's do it. Let's heel Nikki Bella. Let's see where that goes. And I swear to God, when Nikki was on her way out, the crowd was chanting, Cena left you. Is that what I heard? Did I hear that? The crowd in Boston, Cena left you. This was good. This was a good segment. Another really good segment. Next up, we had ourselves a banger in the John Cena's last match tournament. Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Sheamus. I wish Shinsuke was more than he is. When I first saw that guy in Japan, like New Japan, I found him because I followed Jim Ross to New Japan. When Jim Ross called his first Wrestle Kingdom, I watched that show, and there was a guy named Shinsuke Nakamura on there that was like the goddamn Michael Jackson of Japan. He was incredible. Such a presence. And I feel like he brought that with him to NXT, and then as soon as he went main roster, he was like dead as a doornail and just boring and nothing ever since. But he can scrap, and he had a banger here with Sheamus. I was looking for Sheamus to have this win because I'd like to see Sheamus against Rusev again, Sheamus against Gunther. There's a possibility now of Sheamus being able to beat John Cena and win the Intercontinental title, which I'd still like to see Gunther get Cena's last match, but we'll talk about that, I guess, another day. But this was a good, solid little banger of a match. Glad to see Sheamus won, and I don't know what's next for Shinsuke. Hopefully something. As far as main events go, this one was not it. But at least Charlotte's nipple didn't fall out. And for that, we can all be thankful. Charlotte and Alexa defended the women's tag team titles against the Kabuki Warriors. And it was an okay match. I don't know that it was main event worthy. I don't know that this needed to go on last. I think it was just to do the reveal, the return of Io Sky and then Rhea Ripley. And then do the War Games gimmick. Are they just doing 4-on-4 then? Or what's the deal with this? Wasn't it 5-on-5 at some point? I don't fucking remember. Did they just flip it back and forth to what's convenient? I could have swore at different points it was 4, at different points it was 5. Same with the Survivor Series, right? Back in the day, it was sometimes 5-on-5. Teams of 5 strive to survive. But then there were years where it was just 4-on-4. And it's like, I don't know. Whatever. It's War Games season, so everybody's got to team up. So I expect that the War Games, the Survivor Series show, all the champions, all the top stars on the men's side are in the chamber or in the War Games match. The women's is more of the tag team crowd. So I don't know what else we're going to have for regular matches there, but this was overall a really good show that kind of ended on a meh to me. So I guess whatever. Sometimes you got to let the women have the main event, right? But we'll see what they do next week. Love to know your thoughts down in those comments below. Highlight for me was the very beginning, Dom and Cena, man. Dom and motherfucking Cena. Hit that subscribe button down below if you liked what you watched. Hit the thumbs up. Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes, and we will catch you in the next review. Bro, thanks for checking out the video. You can find more great videos by hitting the subscribe button. And bro, while you're down there, hit that like button, leave a comment, and all of that other crap. Bro.